I can't believe it, guys. The dishes, round one is done. Not sort of done, not, oh, there's a little left to do. No, it's done. It's done. I'm just letting the Tefal kind of air out there. That's the last of it. Just going to let that dry. Wow. Took me a month to get through all those dishes. So that's what I got left. I think I'm going to get rid of some. Now that I've been through it all, I can kind of decide what I'm going to keep, what I'm not. But that's what I'm going to keep for now, anyway. So most of it, but some of it I might just, yeah, chuck it. You know what I mean? Close these up a bit. That'll go underneath somewhere. I got the Jethro pot it done today too, so I'm very proud of myself getting that done. Oh, what a sigh of relief. Hey, I got a cat too. I forgot to tell you guys, I got a kitty cat. Check him out. He was out on the veranda. He's from up home, and so that's Leppy. We'll call him Leppy. I don't know. What do we call him? He's a leopard, so can't call him Tigger. He's not a Tigger. He's a leopard. And I got my brother's. He made that out of wood and then put tinfoil on it for his Halloween costume. So, okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so they came down and they got the big murderous plant that kept attacking me, and the other one that was hanging up. But then it kind of looked weird. It was like, crap. So looks like I got these guys now. It's like I don't know. It's like, okay. I got used to seeing the cactus in the freaking corner, so I actually watered them, and they look like they're coming back to life. So I lost one candle holder. It wasn't a candle holder; it was something else. So that's where that was. So I replaced it with this. I think that's kind of cool for a candle holder. Um, yeah. So I found more lamp oil. Everything's cleaned off. Put this away. So tomorrow, I don't have to. Well, other than if I eat something, I don't have to do any dishes tomorrow. Wow. Well, here up home I have to do dishes because, yeah. But here I don't have to do the dishes. I thought trap looked a little funny. But yeah, once I get that all put away, that's gonna look nice. The Tefal and all that stuff. These wine bottles, I gotta empty them, and I gotta again. Well, I'll show you what I've done out here. So the day didn't go quite the way I planned, but when opportunity knocks, you take it, right? So I did dig out the back wall enough to say I dug out the back wall, but I got a lot more work to do that. I'll focus way on it tomorrow. But I got these in place, so tomorrow the thing that can come down is the actual countertop. And you see, I got the lawnmowers are eventually. I think I'm going to just store them over there. Like, why have them on here? These I'm going to store them in the woodshed. This cabinet, I don't know if I'm going to keep this cabinet because it's a cabinet. I think this was my grandfather's. It looks old enough to be that. So, but I don't know if I want it on here. You know what I mean? I think it might be just safer to have all the chemical stuff in here. But you're going to see the. Okay, so tomorrow, yes, digging out the back wall, go through the plastic that I brought down. There's that. I was going to see if anybody wanted that, but then I was just like, nah, just get rid of it. So you can see I dug out a bit more here. So I got more to do, and I'm deciding whether I'm going to put the plastic on the outside here, which I could do that tomorrow. Get this window covered and that window covered. It was a big ass. I got stuff that can kill you, buddy, just so you know. But then I thought about it, even though if the water is leaking in that, I'd rather have it air out than not. Until I know for sure. But I definitely going to go around the windows maybe tomorrow with the foam and stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna make a little better trail in here tomorrow. Boy, what a task! It's. I don't look at it as oh my god, I got to do all this, and oh my god, I'm never gonna get it done, or whatever. I look at it as what kind of treasures am I gonna find? Like, there's gonna be kind of a fun thing about it. It's probably stuff I threw in here, on round one. So I'm not gonna use that, and then on second thought, I'll be like, hey, yeah, maybe I will. Like those jars, those pickling jars, and the moonshine jugs. Those are, God knows how old those things are. I got to clean those up, but I got to get it set up. But I'm going to have my lawnmowers in here. This is mainly going to be for wood. Some of the tools will be hung up in here, like the rakes and stuff. Like, you don't need that stuff on the veranda, you know what I mean? And it is going to be like, I do want the entirety of the house to be presentable when you walk into it. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, like this tin here, I'm going to take away this. My brother put it here to keep the animals out, but like didn't really work because they went in here. The skunks went in there. But I'd rather have it air out than more than worried about the animals going underneath. I think he did it more for the dogs not digging underneath. But like, for example, all this insulation in here, it's fine for now, but I'm going to take all that out. And what I'm going to do is, I mean, look, stuff was growing in here, like from the other side, right? So I want to make sure this can air out. It's like, there's a lot of stuff in here that's rotted for sure. This is a really old veranda. I remember when they built it when I was a kid. But I'm going to get like the table on there. All this is going to be cleaned out so I can walk in here so I can work on stuff in here. The woodshed's going to be the storage. Like all this stuff. This generator, I got to see if I can get it going. I'm not going to leave it on the porch here unless it does work. If I can get it working and running properly, yeah, I'll have it right here. And then that way, if there's a power outage, I just grab it, put it inside for a few hours, warm it up, and then bring it back out and start her up and see if it goes. And then I'll go through my stuff up there, see what I'm going to keep, see what I'm not going to keep. Like I just grabbed stuff and I just stuffed it wherever. Like my brother, for example, for his next oil change, I'm going to tell him, like there's a lot of oil down here that's yours. Come and grab it. Some of it might be mine though. That's the thing, But even so, like, I'd rather they used it up than go out and have to buy new stuff. I'll get new stuff when I get another vehicle. But yeah, so all these tools here, I don't know if I'm going to hang them. I think they're probably going to make it to the woodshed and store them in there. Maybe not the chainsaws, but maybe some of the chainsaws. But like the idea is I'll have the motorbike in here. I'll clear it out so it's usable, and then some of that stuff there is just going to go into there. Like I say, you don't know these things until you really get into it. Like at first it was like, okay, everything of mine's just going to be on the veranda, but even though it's a dilapidated shed, once that's cleared out, like I could put probably about 30 cord of wood in there, if I pack it to the rafters kind of thing, and I know how to pile wood that there's no stress on the building. And even if the building did fall in on it, who cares? I'll just, prop it up again and, and be good to go again. Because I don't know if that building, if I'll knock it down next year or whatever, kind of, I have a ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality, but it is a bit of an eyesore. As long as I have all this cleaned out, then it'll look good. And then all that cleaned out and you start to see the nice fall colors and stuff like that. Ain't that nice? Yeah. See all the trees. Yeah. We got frost the other night and then now all the, that elm there, look at that. Isn't that picturesque? It didn't stay red very long though. Yeah, look at my cedars. My cedars are starting to change. It's like, ooh. You know what that's telling me? You know what I didn't check today? If the little buggerheads didn't steal it all. Those little buggerheads like to steal all my stuff. And the buggerheads I'm talking about are squirrels and stuff. Mind you, I guess they need it too, but it is. Every now and then you hear a thunk, and it will be a black walnut falling, and I want to have a whole bunch of them. Oh, look at the size of that one. That one's huge. He's huge. I don't see it on the ground. Same up home, like the tree up home is polluted, but they're not on it unless as soon as they fall, the little buggers are getting them, and then they're stealing them on me. Like that's a nice one right there. Look at that. Oh, geez, that's like apple size. Look at the size of that black walnut. Oh, so zesty smelling. So zesty smelling. Yeah, that one's going in the house. That's mine. There's a walnut in there, and I got a nutcracker in there too. That's kind of cool. So you dry them out. As soon as it turns black, you peel it, and there's like a walnut, and you crack it, and you eat it. That's going to be so cool. I have my own nuts, guys. My own nuts. I like holding my nuts. Anyway. I don't know what you guys would take out of that, but anyway, I'm an innocent person. I don't think I love that smell. Here, smell it. It smells very zesty and very citrusy. Here, smell again. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That one is a really good one. They ain't getting that one. You ain't freaking getting that one. Oh, look at that. Just let that dry. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I got to find some more parts for that one. But that looks like it'd be a nice one. It's not the match to this one, but the match to this one is up home. But we have the shade for the one up home. So those are old. Those are like my grandfather's stuff. So the cool part is, guys, I'm done on this floor for now until I mop everything. It's basically down here to do, and we'll see what we're going to be up against tomorrow. Still got dog hair, like that dog hair. Once that's gone, like you won't smell the dog hair hardly anymore. Oh, there's the other side of the glove. Okay, good to know. Good to know. My brother's firefighter stuff, I'm going to have to aerate out. I'm not getting rid of that, obviously. I'm going to see if I can get it cleaned up for him. It's not that he's a firefighter anymore, but, it's whatever. But if I can get all this stuff out tomorrow, I mean, look at that. There's lots. There's lots of tubings. And now this stuff I am not getting rid of because it's good. It's not rusted. It did get flooded at one point, but it's still good. Because you never know. Maybe someday I get a central air unit, or I get something that's like, oh yeah, well, we got to go out and buy some plenums and something. No, we don't. I got them all right here. I never understood why my brother tore it down, though. I didn't ask him, because it was like the furnace. It's an oil furnace, and it's unhooked. I mean, I got that big oil furnace tank there to get it. How did my grandfather get that in here? No, it wasn't my grandfather. It was my uncle's. My grandfather didn't bring that in here. Hey, there's a big barrel in here. I didn't even see this. Treasure. I love finding stuff like that. He's like, I didn't even see it. Yeah, when I clean up down here, there's gonna be it's gonna be quite the. Who knows what I'm gonna find down here? Might even find Jimmy Hoffa's body down here. Who knows? I did find an original Labatt's 50 with the cap still on it. I would never drink that. That's probably from like 1979. I kid you not. All my uncles, for some reason, they thought 50 was a good beer. I had no idea. But I think they could get Molson X and they could get 50, like the two worst beers, I think, known to man. One tastes like motor oil, the other one tastes like used motor oil, and they were like, oh, it's the best beer ever. I was like, have you tried anything else? No. Now they all drink like Blue Light, Budweiser, or whatever. I mean, none of it's good for you, but like flavor-wise. 50, the only thing that's probably stronger than 50 is a beer called Laurentide. If you've ever had it, Kingston University, my friend at the time, his cousin Frank comes over, he goes, hey guys, Queen's University's having their 150th anniversary. You want to go? Ha, 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 ha. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. My buddy and I said, it's like, okay, how far is Kingston? Oh, about a 2-hour drive to 6 o'clock. Let's go. He's like, no, I was kidding. Frank, we're going. He's like, oh, fuck, we're going to be sleeping in the car, aren't we? Yeah, so we wolfed out his Eric's mom's there. Okay, guys, just don't get killed. Don't piss anybody off. You're near the penitentiary there in Kingston. Just don't be yourselves. Behave. Don't be yourselves. You know what I mean? Have fun, but not too much fun. So we went down in this big LTD station wagon we got down there, and my sister gave me a case of 24 of Laurentide beer, and this stuff was like worse than 50. Like the worst beer I've ever drank. Nobody will steal that from you. Nobody. We couldn't even give it away. It was that bad. Hey, I'll trade you a Laurentide. People like, oh. And we're talking university students. It was a fun time, though. Very fun time. Okay, so maybe not the productive day I wanted, but productive day, so we'll see how far I get tomorrow. Tomorrow, though, I really do got to focus on the back wall. But if I can get the motorbike down here this week coming, hey, I'm ahead of schedule, and get that whole veranda cleaned out and the basement cleaned out tomorrow. Oh, that'd be, guys, like at least not cleaned up, but cleaned out. Get all the big plenums out and all that ductwork out. Yeah, I'm just basically diverting the problem to the woodshed right now. But you have to understand, like, to get rid of that stuff is going to take time because, again, only you know what I might do is on a Monday or whatever, talk to all my aunts and uncles, say if I you know come and grab your garbage for you and your recycling for you for the next, say, 2 3 weeks. Do you mind if I load up everything? Like, I'll get all your stuff first, and then any space that's left, I can put my stuff in just to get this cleared out faster. They'll probably all say yes, as long as I do the work, right? So I'll be like, okay, I'll go get the bin. I'll bring it here. I'll fill it up. I'll bring it back. I'll get their stuff and just do it like Sunday night or something like that, so they don't have to do it. And then it's all gone Monday morning, so it doesn't matter. So if I could do that, that would be really really cool because I could probably that would put me ahead like 1 2 3 4, possibly 5 weeks ahead. If I could fill the if I could get everything sorted out enough that I could fill the bins, I could be like 5 weeks ahead of cleaning up on the shed. You know what I mean? Like rather than waiting all that time, right? So it's one way to do it, but I don't know if I'll do it that way. Like, again, there's no rush in there. This worst case scenario, no matter what, from now till for ever long as I'm down here, which is, again, this could be one of my forever homes, or the forever home. Like, this is the closest I've ever come to home ownership in my life. But it's like I'm renting it, but it's kind of like, I mean, think of the property and all that. Like, my aunts and uncles are gonna let me do whatever I want. Like, I could, because they know it's gonna look spectacular when I'm done with it. I told them it's gonna take about 3 years. I figure about 3 years just to get the cleanup outside. I mean, that's a lot of trees. Like, my brother didn't have the tool. He doesn't have the tools I have. He didn't have the chainsaws and stuff like that, so he couldn't keep ahead of it. Just pruning all the trees is going to take me 2 months. And that's the trees I'm keeping. Everything else is going to be like slaughtered by my chainsaw. And then getting rid of all those brush briars. I mean, that like, at least I've got a bit of a start on it, but it goes faster than you think. But it's like cutting down is one thing, uh, clearing them out is another. You know what I mean? Because you cut it and then you just basically, oh geez, that, like, all the briars are just sitting on 6 inches of other stuff that's going to come up, right? So to get it right down to the ground clean, that's a job. That is a job. That's not like, there's nobody that can pay you to get rid of that in a day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen. And it doesn't matter how hard or how many hours. You could work a 16-hour day and you're still going to have to wait to clear it out, wait for things to dry out a bit to see where the ground is and what's on the ground. But like I say, the burn barrel. I mean, all those pieces of old wood and stuff like that. I'm just burning that stuff. Like, if I burn one barrel a week of junk, like old wood and stuff like that, what does that look like in 3 years? It looks like a lot of stuff gone. If I get rid of a bin sized of either recycling or garbage every week for the next 3 years, what does that look like? Well, I don't even think it'll take 3 years. You know what I mean? It looks like a lot of junk gone, right? Um, yeah, like, just cleaning everything up is the main goal. So tomorrow I'll work on the back wall. I'll bring down a stapler. I have a couple of staple guns. I know my other one's over at my client's because I left my toolbox there, but that should be okay because um, I got lots of staples, and if I even if I don't have a staple gun, my dad has like three of them, so I'll just bring that down. Start on one of the windows in the bedrooms, and then this window I'll do it. I'd like to wash the windows before I do that, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and seal it up and then deal with it in the spring. Maybe I'll wash this one just so it lets in a little bit more light during the winter. Um, and then that one I'll do it probably last. But the fact that I got that spray foam, that's going to be a really good, like, getting a little bit of a light glare there. But that'll be a really good, seal up the window seals before I don't want to use all the foam because maybe there's some areas in the base that I got to use it for, but it's there. I might as well use it because I was going to have to buy that, and it's like, well, my brother had already bought it for here, and I know he used some of it. You can see where he used some of it, but I don't think he. I think so. Probably it was a while since he's done it, and some of the old foam probably fell out. So that window there, I'll get the ladder and just get it all sealed up on the outside the best I can, keep the leaking from coming in, and just walk around the house, and anywhere I see that water can leak in, I'll just spray foam it, and that should help out a lot. And then it's just a matter of covering the windows. Again, I don't know how cold it's going to be in here this winter because, like, with all the junk my brother had in here, you guys saw it, right? Okay, now you're getting glared out from that window. Um, uh, like I come down here and it was never cold in here, but it's just that he had to crank the heat up probably really high to make it, to stay warm. Get glared out. So the point I'm making is that even if it's a little bit on the cool side in here, I don't think my hydro bill is going to be anywhere near what his was, just because I don't have it anywhere near like the amount of stuff they run. Like I have no idea what the hydro bill is going to be up there when it comes in, because it's in my dad's name, obviously, right? But I can imagine because they leave every light on, they like lights. They got lights like little decoration lights on, like that. Like you don't think that stuff adds up, but it does, man. Kilowatts are a kilowatt's a kilowatt. You know what I mean? For me, it's like I don't like the first, like unless it's like there's enough light coming in these windows that you don't have, like, you can read in this light, and okay, I'd have to wear glasses because my eyes aren't, but you can read in this light, so you're good up to almost 6 o'clock, and in the summertime it's probably 8, 9 o'clock before you have to turn the light on in here. You know what I mean? Like you just really don't need like a. It is a strangely very well lit place, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 windows in this place. 9 if you count the door. You know what I mean? So there's kind of light at every angle on this place. So yeah, you know, it's kind of cool that way. You know what I mean? It's very cool that way. Well lit. You don't have to like up home. Like I don't know. We got a bigger bay window in the front and a big bay window in the back, but there's no side windows really. So like upstairs, there's a window on each end. And then you got the bathroom window, and then my dad has in his bedroom he's got 2 windows, and then there's one window in the laundry room, and then downstairs there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you add the wood sheet windows in the basement. But you never get a lot of light in the basement. So for some reason, it's not as well lit up there as it is down here. I think it's just the way the cookie crumbled with the trajectory of the sun and the just the spacing of the windows. It seems like this place is extremely well lit all the time. So, like I say, like until the sun goes down, you really don't have to turn on lights, or almost goes down. You don't have to turn on lights. So that's kind of cool, and there's a light there and a light there for now. I'll probably get other lights later on, but yeah. So that's where I'm at with all that. Anyway, I'm gonna diddle on my guitar for a little bit. Maybe do some other stuff because it's like 4:45, be just about supper time. So yeah, oh yeah, that is so nice to get all those dishes done. That was a lot of dishes. But mind you, I was going through them as I was doing them too. So I was like, okay, I washed some dishes that I was like, I'm not gonna keep this. I'm gonna throw it out. But I got the dishes now. My sister-in-law looked at. I showed her all this. If there's anything there you want to take, I said I just kept what was matching the best, and like we got gazillion dishes up there, so it's like, yeah, I'll keep it down here. But like, if there's anything they want, just take it back. Like I'm not. It doesn't matter to me. Like I'll keep those plants just because they're alive. And it was okay. So they got watered today. So maybe in a month's time, on the 27th of next month, they're going to get water whether they need it or not. So hopefully they get enough sunlight in that window. I don't know if they will, but I think that's their bigger issue is that they don't get sunlight. But if they could survive till the spring, they can get the morning sun. They'll be outside on the veranda, so they won't get directly rained on all the time. But they'll be much better off. But then again, they can grow up to be assault plants too. And if the first one that picks me dies, it's that simple. Yeah, I'll let you freaking dehydrate to death. I will do that to you. Take note, Mr. Cactuses. Take note. I won't put up with any of your insolence. Yes, I am threatening cactuses. Did do to you. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna play around in here a little bit with some music stuff. So I'm trying to divide my day to I should do a little. I should like today. I was like, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of work and whatever. And I waited till about 10 to see if my buddy was gonna call to see if we were working because he wasn't sure if we were or not. And but I could even probably run the power mop tomorrow. Just round one, see what's what, and then like my brother was saying, he goes, well, whenever you want to take stuff to the like large waste, whatever, he says we'll do that together. I told him no rush because I mean, like, I want to go through absolutely everything because, like I say, anything metal, I'm going to keep for scrap metal. My goal, this is what I want to do before the end of October. Obviously, have the windows all sealed up in here, which maybe I get that done tomorrow, maybe I don't. Have the back wall dug out. That would be the big one, and then clean my dad's chimney, my aunt's chimney, clean up all the side where the plow guy's got to go, and start throwing in the wood up there. And I'm gonna get my nephew to help me with that, just to show him the process. So I got to clear the basement up there a little bit just to be able to throw the wood in. So I'll throw a little bit in, we'll pile it up, throw a little bit more in, pile it up until it's full. And then once it's full, because I got to clean that basement up there too. Um, you know, I don't want them to just like, okay, oh, right, you cleaned the spot. Now we're going to just pack all our junk here. I don't want that either. Like the basement's kind of viewed as kind of my space up there, which I don't mind. I don't need much space up there. That's not the issue. The issue is I just don't want them packing junk in there and then, you know what I mean? Like it's like I want them to think about whether they need stuff or not and then chuck it away. I think of it, my brother's a little bit more chuck it away than she is there, but um, like they do accumulate a lot of junk. Like they're not constantly buying stuff, but they do buy a lot of like, new types of, cookware and stuff like that. Just oh well, this is the new improved thing, and it's a great deal on Amazon, so they buy it. Next thing you know, they got like 19 sets of dishes or something like that, right? A lot of people do that. I'm like, that's fine, do that, but get rid of something, like take this on, but get rid of that, and yeah, so the more they declutter up there, that'll be better for them too. Um, you know, my dad, yeah, he's got a lot of stuff too, but he's been throwing out a lot of stuff too. Like he threw out a ton of stuff just to make room for their stuff, right? But it's just kind of one of those things that, well, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. Now it's like, okay, you have no choice. You have to get to it because you can't move up there, right? It's not too bad, but now all the plants are up there and everything like that. And as those plants die off, I don't think there'll be new ones. I think it'll just be kind of like, okay, let two die, bring in one new one, because it's too much, right? Like this winter, they're all in the house, and it's just like, it's too much. Um, so it's like just keep the really nice ones and what have you. And I mean that's enough anyway to keep you going. So um, the way I look at it is like down here, once these plants die off, I'm probably not going to get any other plants. Maybe I'll have one or something like that, something that's really easy to take care of. But in general, I've never been a huge plant guy for indoors. I understand some of the benefits of the plants, but there's also then the humidity levels have to be matching the plants, right? Which some plants require really high humidity, and that's why we got issues in the house here. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just put on my plants. Like next year when you see what I plant next year, like the flowers and all the gardens and stuff like that I'm gonna have. Like there's gonna be like rock gardens all over the place. I'm gonna make it kind of like a park. You know what I mean? Like it won't be a park, but like I told my client who like her people drive by her place and they're just like, oh my god, I can't believe the how beautiful everything looks or whatever. I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on it. Like I'm plant seeds and what grows grows kind of thing. But you're gonna see a lot of color. The plants are mainly to bring in the bees. The rest is all about gardening. So like I told some of my clients, I said, look, I'm gonna have chickens, so I might give them each like a bag of chicken poop for next year. And I'll be like, I'm gonna have lots and lots and lots of it. And that'll help out their gardens and what have you, right? So um, the thing I'm going to do is for myself is stock up as soon as I got the money to do so. I might have to use the credit card in the spring for it. I'm going to stock up on all the mix soil mixes and everything I'm going to use. Get a big load of manure from the farm up the road and a big load of topsoil from my buddy Derek or whatever. And that should be enough for probably the next 25 or 30 years worth of stuff if I need it. Because there's like, once I get all those briars down and stuff like that, like there is some soil here on the farm, not very much, but there is some, right? So it's just what are you going to mix it with, right? But the thing is I'm also want to have a bit of like a botanical garden. You know what I mean? Like, but outdoors. But more on the lines with the emphasis on food, right? So, for example, I'll put the corn and the sunflowers together down at the other end of the by the barns. Once I get that all cleared out and get a lot of sun, I'm gonna have grapevines up on the. Because I was talking to my uncle the other day, I said, "Do you mind if I clear that whole little fence line?" He goes, "Yeah, go nuts." I said, "I'm just gonna keep that elm there." He goes, they don't last too long." I said, "Well, yeah, but they're a nice looking tree. If you get 30 years out, I'll be dead and gone probably in 30 years anyway, if I last that long. It's nice to look at, and it's not really a huge shade tree, so it's not going to hurt the apple trees and stuff like that. I wish I did have a pear tree on here. I'll probably buy one, but over time. But it's just like I'm probably never going to live long enough to really see the benefits of the pear tree. But you don't plant the stuff for yourself; you plant it for the next generation, right? Um, so we'll see what I get done next year. Because remember, whatever you plant, you got to maintain, right? So my goal is to be as efficient with everything as possible, but to not have to worry about getting overrun with stuff. So like like there's certain flowers, for example, if you don't trim them back, like slaying a dragon, they'll overrun your yard. So I don't want to plant anything like that. But little bushes and shrubs, no more rose bushes, that's for sure. They'll overtake everything. But like all the lilac bushes, I'm not going to plant any more of that stuff. I'm just going to trim those down. I might even cut one of them away. It's just like it's too much. Like like you got no view. You know what I mean? Like it'd be. I want to have a view out the window. Like next spring, like all the plastic's coming off the windows. Like those, my brother put the plastic on the window. probably 10 years ago. You know what I mean? That's why the windows are so dirty. But but that also meant they couldn't open the windows in the summer. You know what I mean? Like it's just you know, maybe he peeled it back a bit and then put it back on or whatever. But I'm just like summertime. I want all the plastic off the windows, all windows open. Just let the breeze go every freaking direction. The hatch for the like that there is the thing that is saving the place. Is the hatch to the attic is basically opening that up. Has created such a vacuum in here to air out the place that I barely have had to run the dehumidifier. Just the other day when it was like an 86%, 90 some odd percent humidity because of the weather outside. Okay, I'll run it on those days. But right now it's like 74 or 69% humidity or 62% humidity in here. And with the windows open, it's like it doesn't stink in here, pretty much at all, right? So it's like it's really airing out the place. It's still you could smell it. Like I mean, you could still smell where the dog hair. You find dog hair, you're going to get that smell. You can smell the dog in here a little bit, but like there's the musty smell is like the eye-watering mustiness. It's not even in the basement anymore. That's just keeping the basement door open, right, and allowing the airflow through it, through the window. Open up the window in the basement, one window, and it's just like a month ago when I walked in here, it was like it was really unknown whether this place was going to be salvageable or not. But I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this place. It's just going to need an air out, and then it's going to need to be deodorized. To absorb the smell, which an ozone treatment might do it. But I'm not do an ozone treatment unless I necessarily have to because there's issues with that too. It's like, okay, well, my musical instruments, I'd have to move them out of the house for, the night. The fridge, you gotta make sure you don't, the seals don't get destroyed, stuff like that. So if I don't have to do that, I'm not going to do that. But if I have to do that, I won't know that till the spring. It's like once I've been locked in here, kind of like all winter. But even at that, like all the stinking things, just that couch alone was like probably 80% of the smell in here. This chair is aired out phenomenally well. I mean, you can smell a little bit of mustiness from it, but like just leaving the thing up, get the air underneath it and stuff like that, let it really dry the humidity out of it. That's helped a lot. And then like what two dosings of baking soda on this thing is absorbed most of the smell. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get leather products for it to really, really clean it up. So when I look at it like that, it's like, once like getting the smells out of the floors and out of the walls, that's a little trickier, but it's not really that much of a, like if walls take on smells, then make sure the smells they're taking on are pleasant, not, repugnant, But I think also too, like the dehumidifier, it removes a lot of the moisture. But the big one is getting every ounce of dog hair out of here that I can, and just keep airing it out. Because I notice just taking the bags off the porch there has made a difference. Because I keep the front door open to let air in, so I'm not getting that smell wafting back into the thing. Those bags are now in the freaking. My brother said just treat it all like garbage. He goes, if you find something that you think we could use, that's fine. But if not, don't just because he doesn't want to inconvenience me either. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. The way I look at it, it's like it's an inconvenience, but it's not like okay, well, like it's not that much of an inconvenience. Okay, it's going to be a pain in the ass dealing with it over time. The more pain in the ass part about the woodshed is just how long it's going to take to deal with it. Not like like if I had a big garbage bin, and I can order it up, but it's like $700, and then plus like 250, like it's $1,000, just to fill a bin. When I could do it for free over time. You know what I mean? So okay, the inconvenience of doing it free over time But each week I end up with a little bit, like I'm going to just start with one corner. Okay, this corner is now cleaned. Okay, and then just work my way into the garbage, right? And it's like, okay, well, like for example, when I do the scrap metal run, that's the other thing I want to get done with my buddy. Is if I can't do it with my buddy, I'm going to sweet talk my dad and see if I, can make a couple of runs to the, because I mean, like literally, it's a minute and a half. The scrap yard's a minute and a half from here, and I got probably, I don't think I have a ton, but maybe pretty like 3/4 of a ton of steel probably lying around here. That's not including the barns. If I include the barns, I probably have maybe about. Well, I won't know until I really get in there, but I'm assuming there's probably going to be at least 2 to 3 tons of metal on the entire property. That is like, holy shit, like here's a old cast iron stove that's no good. There's stuff like that all over the place, but we just can't see it anymore because it's all grown over, right? So there's metal all over the place here. But just in the woodshed alone is probably about 10 truckloads. You know what I mean? Maybe not 10 truckloads, but probably about 4 or 5 truckloads of like just pots and pans and little metal shelves and stuff like that. You start taking that, even if it's like 500 pounds at a time, like one truckload means you can, like a truckload of metal coming out of that woodshed that's significant. A truckload of, to the dump is a significant amount coming out, right? So the thing is just when do I get to it, because it's not my truck, right? If it was if Thunder was running, yeah, I'd probably have 90% of that out of there by now. The metal would all be gone by now. Like the metal that's up home, okay, that I want to get rid of is to clean up my dad's yard. And then if I'm lucky enough to sell the 2 trucks and sell the motorbike and sell the sailboat, then all the big pain in the ass stuff that I don't have time to maintain is gone, right? And if that happens, and all the scrap metal's gone, like I do have all those bricks I got to bring down here, but maybe I get that done next year. Or like anything, once I get all the stuff that I'm going to bring down here, then okay, maybe the next time I come down, I bring a wheelbarrow load of bricks with me, and I dump them where I want to put them. Right, but I'm not going to bring that stuff down until I'm ready to clear that area enough so that when I do bring it down, I can just start putting it into place right away. Don't don't handle it 15 times. You know what I mean? Even if it's a slow way to do it, you have to understand like you're doing 20 things at once. Do a little bit of this, do a little bit, but just do it the right way right from the get-go. You know what I mean? The best you can. Sometimes you can't. Like you say, the woodshed is basically all the stuff that was in here is diverted to the woodshed predominantly, except for the stuff I've already gotten rid of in the garbage and in the recycling. Right? So tomorrow, if I get the basement completely cleaned out, even if it's not swept up and all that, just get all the stuff out of there. That's another project done. And if I got the back wall done, it's another project done, right? And then you move on to the next thing. So there's always something to do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to play around a little bit before I go back up home and have supper. Can't wait to do that because supper is always good. All right, anyway, there we go. Have yourselves a great day.